same 6 trucks sitting on Texas lots, dismisses them as too old or too rough-looking, and drives another hour to pay double for something newer with a shorter remaining lifespan ahead of it. That instinct is understandable. Nobody wants to explain a rough-looking truck to their neighbor, and a shiny newer model always photographs better in a listing. But 6 trucks currently sitting at $8,000 to $10,000 across Texas dealer lots represent some of the strongest mechanical value in the entire used market. And the reason they sit unsold has almost nothing to do with how well they actually run. These 6 trucks share 3 things in common. They are old enough that most buyers assume they are worn out before ever opening the door. They lack the styling updates that move used inventory quickly on a crowded lot. And every one of them has documented engine and drivetrain reliability that rivals trucks costing 3 times as much. We start with the truck that moves slowest off every lot in the state and build toward the single strongest ratio of price to expected remaining mileage in this entire countdown. In 6th place, the Dodge Ram 1500 from 2009 through 2012, equipped with the 5.7-liter Hemi V8, trades for $8,000 to $9,500 in Texas. The Hemi V8 from this generation is widely regarded among independent mechanics as one of the most durable gasoline truck engines ever built, routinely surpassing 200,000 miles with nothing more than standard oil and spark plug maintenance. And it is not unusual to find examples in rural Texas, approaching 250,000 miles, still running their original engine internals. The known weakness is the multi-displacement system, Chrysler's cylinder deactivation technology, which can develop a lifter tick around 100,000 miles. Left unaddressed, that can lead to a repair bill near $1,300. Independent Hemi specialists can disable the multi-displacement system entirely for around $300, eliminating the risk permanently and, according to several Texas-based diesel and gas engine shops, actually improving long-term reliability at a minor fuel economy cost most owners never notice. Tow rating on these trucks reaches 9,000 pounds, genuinely useful capability at a fraction of new truck pricing, and parts availability remains excellent given how many of these trucks were sold nationwide during this production run. Insurance costs on a truck this age are minimal, often the lowest of any vehicle on this entire list. The next truck on this list gets passed over almost entirely because of a specific engine generation buyers were warned to avoid, even though this exact model year sidesteps that problem completely and deserves to be evaluated on its own terms rather than lumped in with a later, more troubled generation. In 5th place, the Ford F-150 from 2009 and 2010, equipped with the older 4.6-liter Triton V8, rather than the later turbocharged EcoBoost engines, trades for $8,500 to $9,800. This is the important distinction buyers need to understand before shopping. These model years predate the first-generation EcoBoost engines that developed a reputation for timing chain and turbocharger issues, and the naturally aspirated 4.6-liter V8 has none of those problems since it uses a fundamentally simpler design with no turbocharger, no direct injection, and no timing chain tensioner issues of note. It is a simpler, lower output engine by modern standards, producing noticeably less horsepower than current trucks. But it is mechanically straightforward and well understood by every independent shop in Texas, meaning repair estimates come in quickly and parts are never on back order. The known weakness on this generation is a spark plug that can seize in the cylinder head during removal, a labor-intensive but not expensive repair running close to $400 when handled correctly by a shop experienced with this specific engine. Tow rating comes in around 5,000 pounds, modest but sufficient for a work trailer or light hauling. And fuel economy, while not impressive, is at least entirely predictable across the ownership period, with no direct injection carbon buildup concerns to worry about. Here is where the pricing gets even more difficult to explain, because the next truck routinely runs past 200,000 miles on some of the most widely produced and well-documented V8 engines ever built, and it still sits unsold for weeks at a time on Texas lots. In fourth place, the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 from 2006 through 2011, with either the 4.8-liter or 5.3-liter Vortec V8, trades for $8,000 to $9,500. These engines are among the most widely produced and well-documented V8s in automotive history, with independent mechanic surveys consistently placing them among the easiest and cheapest engines to maintain long-term, largely because so many were built that every part store in Texas stocks components for them without needing to order anything. The one caveat worth knowing is GM's active fuel management cylinder deactivation system, which on higher mileage examples can cause oil consumption issues and, in some cases, lifter failure, typically appearing after 120,000 miles. Repair costs for a full lifter replacement run close to $1,500, though many owners simply disable the system for under $200 once out of warranty, a workaround well documented across owner forums and performed routinely by independent shops. Tow rating on properly equipped models reaches 9,500 pounds, and buyers checking oil consumption between changes before purchase can largely screen out trucks with early active fuel management wear before ever signing paperwork. The next truck shares almost everything with the Silverado, right down to the reason buyers keep walking past it in favor of a more familiar name on the tailgate. In third place, the GMC Sierra 1500 from 2007 through 2013 sits on the identical GM platform as the Silverado, with the same engine options and the same active fuel management caveat described above. Prices run slightly higher, at $9,000 to $10,000, largely because the GMC badge carries a small premium even at this age, despite being mechanically indistinguishable from its Chevrolet counterpart. The trade-off is a marginally nicer interior and, on many trims, chrome exterior trim that has held up better than the Silverado's over 15-plus years of Texas sun exposure. A small but real difference for buyers who plan to keep the truck looking presentable. Everything else, from the reliable Vortec V8 to the same 9,500-pound tow rating, carries over directly from the Silverado covered above. Buyers who check both trucks side by side and choose based on the interior condition and trim level rather than the badge on the grille are making the smarter decision either way, since the underlying mechanical case is identical. Second place belongs to a truck most buyers eliminate the moment they see the sales figures, without realizing low sales numbers say absolutely nothing about the engine underneath the hood. In second place, the Nissan Titan V8 from 2010 through 2015 trades for $8,500 to $9,500, built around the 5.6-liter Endurance V8, an engine shared with Nissan's commercial truck lineup and known for running well past 200,000 miles with minimal intervention, according to fleet maintenance records from companies that ran these trucks commercially. Because the Titan never sold in large numbers during this generation, resale values stayed artificially low relative to the truck's actual mechanical durability, which is precisely the gap this list is built to expose. The main issue to check for is rear brake rotor wear, a wear item rather than a design flaw, typically needing attention every 40,000 miles and costing well under $200 to address with aftermarket rotors. Tow rating reaches 9,400 pounds, genuinely competitive with trucks selling for twice the price at this age. And the 5.6 Endurance V8's timing chain design means no scheduled belt replacement is ever required over the life of the engine. And in first place, the cheapest and most reliable truck on this entire list is also the one buyers overlook the fastest, simply because it looks unremarkable in a photo and carries a badge many Texas buyers have never seriously considered. In first place, the Nissan Frontier from 2009 through 2012 trades for as little as $8,000 in Texas, powered by the 4-liter V6 that RepairPal and independent mechanic surveys consistently rank among the most durable mid-size truck engines ever produced. Owner forums document these Frontiers routinely surpassing 250,000 miles, with nothing more than oil changes, timing chain tensioner monitoring, and basic transmission service performed on schedule. There is no widely documented major failure point on this generation, which is unusual for a truck this age and this affordable. And independent mechanics who specialize in Nissan drivetrains describe this specific engine and transmission pairing as close to bulletproof under normal use. Tow rating sits at 6,500 pounds, more than enough for the kind of hauling this price point typically attracts, and fuel economy, while dated by modern standards, is entirely consistent and predictable across the truck's lifespan. At $8,000, it represents the single strongest ratio of purchase price to expected remaining mileage of any truck in this entire countdown. And it is not unusual to find well-maintained examples with full service records selling for even less, simply because sellers underestimate what they actually have. Across all 6 of these trucks, the pattern holds firm from top to bottom. Every one of them uses an engine platform with a long, well-documented track record of reaching or exceeding 200,000 miles. Every one of them sits priced below $10,000 specifically because buyers judge them on appearance and badge recognition rather than mechanical history and actual maintenance records. And every one of them will very likely outlast a newer, more expensive truck bought purely because it looked better in a listing photo or carried a more familiar name. None of these 6 require a mechanic's certification to verify before buying. Ask for maintenance records before you even look at the truck in person. Check the specific weak point mentioned for each engine while you are underneath it. Have an independent inspection done before buying, which typically costs less than $100 and will confirm everything covered here in under an hour at any reputable shop. If this list changed the way you look at the older trucks sitting on Texas lots, hit subscribe, drop a like, and share it with someone shopping on a tight budget this month. Comment below with the one from this list you would actually go look at first.